Hello and welcome to a very special video, as you can probably see from the title. So no flashy effects, no special intro today, straight in with it. So yeah, it's time to turn a chapter in kind of what has been a very long fun run over on this channel that you're watching. So thank you very much for watching, for tuning in, for coming with me on what has been an amazing journey and something that I will never forget, and something that has been a huge part of my life. So I started this channel in 2012, and that's a very, very special year for me, an extremely special year. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why that is, because I wanted to go into a little bit more detail today to let you know why things are going to change, and why you're going to see the end of this channel. Very sadly, but it is not all doom and gloom. In fact, it is actually, it's a good time for celebration. It's a happy time. So right, okay, so let's talk a little bit about kind of history and around this channel, and why it is what it is, and also then I'll talk about where things are going, because as I said, things are not ending, things are just beginning. So this channel started in 2012, and the reason why it started was quite sadly, back in 2012 and before then, I was dealing with quite a horrendous medical condition called PSC, where my liver, I was born with a condition that I had basically my body fighting against itself, and I was losing, and my liver was deteriorating slowly but surely. I was off work. I had a whole year off, in fact, and because I was very, very ill, and I was on death's door. That's the reality of where I was, and things were fading away. I started off, I was off sick, and I was at home. I was pretty much bedridden, or at least sort of laying on the couch in a lot of pain and not a lot of energy to be able to do very much, unfortunately. So I started off with just playing a lot of computer games. I played a lot of Xbox and a lot of Call of Duty back in the day, so this was kind of more Modern Warfare 2, I think. And I was really into that, got pretty good at it, loved it. I spent hours and hours, because there was nothing else I could do, on the sofa or in bed playing that game. And at the end of the day, I was kind of finding that I was feeling, well, obviously I was feeling pretty low anyway because what I was going through, but I very much had nothing to show for it, and was finding that it was a bit soul destroying and a bit miserable just playing computer games all day. It wasn't really for me. As much as I loved it to an extent, I was finding I was very empty and not feeling very, very, I didn't feel like I was getting much out of it. So it just so happens that a coincidence that my dad was moving, and he was going through his kind of loft or attic, and found a lot of my Warhammer models from back in the day when I was 12, 13, 14, before I kind of went away from the hobby. And he sort of said, do you want these? And I said, well, I don't want to throw them away, don't like throwing things away. I've always been a bit of a collector, and there was a kind of side interest in, I knew that kind of things were still going. I didn't keep in touch with Warhammer, but I kind of knew it was there in the background, so it was interesting to me. So I kind of thought, well, actually, yeah, let's grab this. So I grabbed all kind of my miniatures. My initial thought was, I'm just going to sell these. I'm just going to sell them. I'm going to make some money, because I knew that there was still a bit of a market on eBay to sell these stuff. So I was like, I'm just going to sell it, make some money, and go from there. But, so I got this stuff. I started, because I got loads of free time. I was kind of like, just did a little bit of research, kind of, started going on YouTube and, these type of things. And I found this kind of community, and I found at the time, I found mini wargaming. I found the very starts of frontline gaming, and a few other people. Edic Beer was kind of starting off there. He was kind of just getting into his stride, and there are a few other channels as well. I found that very interesting because obviously that was looking at it probably from more of like a kind of an adult point of view, if you like. So for me, I was just I was just kind of thought of it more of a kids thing, and I could see that actually there was this thriving kind of, actually more of an adult community around it, and there was more to it than just it being kind of this real, I don't know, just the image in my head, and the kind of thought of the game was didn't kind of immediately appear to me something that I was going to want to be involved in, and that the people that would be into this game would be people that I would be interested in speaking to and hanging out with. But the more I kind of looked at it, the more I kind of found out more about it, the more it interested me. I've always been into my art. I've always enjoyed drawing and painting and things like that. So I started off with I thought, I'm gonna try and paint some of the stuff that I never painted before. So I got myself a starter set and a couple of paints, and started to paint the miniatures that I'd bought or been bought for me back in the day. Because I thought I'll paint them and then I'll sell them. And the more I kind of started watching things and looking at these models and reading things, slowly but surely I started to get a bit of an interest in it. And I started thinking, this is actually quite a lot of fun. And I did sell a lot of that original stuff. But the more I was getting into it, the more I was kind of thinking, actually, I'd like to paint these. So I started off with painting, and I painted quite a lot of stuff. And I was quite impressed with, actually, by now looking at new advice and the wet paints were much better, that actually this was something that I could enjoy and I could get involved in. So that started off with that. And then eventually my condition got worse, and I really wasn't able to kind of do anything at all. But through that period of time where I was kind of able to do stuff, the community and the game itself was very much giving me something to escape to, and actually it was something that was keeping me sane and keeping me positive. So I credit a lot of a very dark time in my life was very much helped by collecting and by starting to build stuff up, because by that point I really enjoyed the look of Tyranids. I bought quite a lot of plastic kits, spent way too much money, but I was kind of at that point I wasn't sure whether I'd have anything to spend money on soon. So it was getting quite dark, and I thought, actually, I'm just going to buy some stuff that I like. So I bought quite a lot of models, stockpiled quite a lot, built some, painted some. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Then so very fortunate enough, an amazing thing happened, which was that I could not get a donor for my for a liver transplant for all that year. And my wonderful, amazing wife, she got tested. I didn't know she got tested because I didn't want her to, because I didn't want her to put herself at risk. But she did. She got tested, and it came that she was a really good match. Funny enough, so in the September of 2012, on the 18th of September, I went in for a liver transplant, where I was going to take half of my wife's liver. Incredible story. And touch wood, and thank God, and thank everything that actually I got through that operation, and so did my wife, really successfully. And I started to get my health back. And again, touch wood, I've been getting, I'm healthy, I'm well. In fact, I'm a bit too well. I'm getting a bit fat and a bit unfit, so I need to do something about that. But I never had that problem previously, because I couldn't keep weight on, and I was wasting away. So I suppose it's a fortunate thing to be in, but I've obviously got to do something about that now. But anyway, that's for another day. So I started to get better, and I did, as much as my family and my friends were amazing and they're absolutely instrumental in getting me through a very dark time, the hobby did as well. And I wanted to give something back. I wanted to do something about that. So I started playing the game. By this point, I was starting to play the game, starting to have an interest in actually, being involved in that side of things. And I started to make some friends in the hobby. And I wanted to do something back. So I decided that I would create my own YouTube channel. There wasn't loads and loads of them around at the moment. There were a few people starting up in a similar way. I wanted to focus very much on Tyranids because that was what I seemed to love at the time. So it started off being very much about that. And I did a lot of videos just like this, talking to you guys around tactics and also just showing you what I'm doing on the hobby table, showing you my journey. And through that, I met lots of amazing people, lots of amazing content creators. All the people that I'd watched on YouTube videos, most of them I ended up getting to meet and getting to hang out with, which was incredible. And I just started to grow this channel. People seem to like it, and more or less that was what I've been doing. I started doing some battle reports on there that I thoroughly enjoyed. In fact, I enjoyed them more than anything. Again, I met lots of battle report producers, and I watched a lot of their battle reports, particularly when I was kind of recovering. I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed the long, drawn-out battle reports, and took a lot of inspiration that's what I wanted to do. The challenge that I always had was as soon as I was well, I was back into work. And I'm very much driven, and I wanted to get back doing well. So I put a lot of love and work into my day job, and I've been fortunately very successful in that job, which has mean that with a combination of that and my amazing family, I don't have a lot of time to produce content. And that's kind of what started happening. Was I started to lose momentum, and anyone that kind of does YouTube knows that what YouTube's about is it's about momentum, and it's about building an audience, and I was passionate about building an audience and about being successful on the channel, and on YouTube and in the community, so I lost a lot of momentum. My videos were very sporadic. Times I could do quite a lot, other times I couldn't do hardly any. People still seem to love it. I seem to get lots of praise still. But slowly but surely things were kind of dropping off to an extent that it was becoming very frustrating because I could see what I could do, what I wanted to do, but just didn't have the time or the ability really to kind of create and to deliver what I wanted to. Thankfully, a couple of good friends of mine, Mr. Canning, Sean Canning, and Darren, my two partners, both kind of reached out to me and said, look, we would like to do something. And my initial reaction was, look, you just come on board, and we'll do something together. They were really keen though that they had, they had different visions, they had different ideas, and wanted to create something new, wanted to create something that was what was theirs as well, which was cool. So so just over 2 years ago, we came together and created Twisted Dice. A network where we could all get together and we could do something that was hopefully going to be really good. And if you haven't already, please do check out Twisted Dice. I'll talk about them a little bit more later. So at that point, I chucked everything that I had, all the capacity and power and influence and ability that I could to try and teach these guys, to get them up to speed, to kind of to pass on the knowledge and experience that I had about creating content. We built Twisted Dice, and kind of have been going very strong since. So what I always wanted to do while Twisted Dice was going is I didn't want to lose the friends and the people that have supported me on this channel. So I've kept it going. I've kept Ace Face going, but what anybody would have seen is the content has severely drifted off to the extent where now I'm just not producing content for the channel in any way, in any form. And that's really sad because I've built this thing. But unfortunately, I just don't have the time or ability to be able to do what I want to on both formats and both channels. So it's kind of got worse. So I've not done anything, and it's not fair on you guys that watch the channel and that supported me. One of the main reason I kept it going was because I had a small bunch of patrons that were contributing, and I wanted to make sure that I was still trying to deliver back to them, even though I spoke to them and told them that everything that they were contributing was also going towards Twisted Dice. I still felt bad about that because they had contributed for my channel. But anyway, that slowly but surely kind of faded away to a degree, and most people have either completely gone over to Twisted Dice, or have slowly but surely faded away. But that's fine, and that's cool. I really appreciate anybody's support. So it's got to the stage where now I'm just not doing anything at all, and that's just not cool. It doesn't help you guys, and it's not fair. So I will never ever ever take down the content that I put up on Aceface. So you can see lots of cool stuff on here, from kind of magnetising tutorials, some tactical stuff that's still very, very relevant and very, very good, and some painting bits and pieces, some journeys on creating certain things. So I'll leave that there for you guys. I've also, for my 3,000 subs, I did a showcase of my Tyranid army, which is still a great video. I love it. It's had loads and loads of views, and that still stands up. I've got a lot more now. I'd love to one day do another showcase, and maybe I will, but it will not be over here. So I'm not going to close it, but it will be the end of content over here. I will still always be Aceface. That's me. That's my wargaming persona, if you like, and that very much continues over at Twisted Dice. But if you're watching this video and you wanna help out, and you wanna, if you wanna kind of reach out to me because you've enjoyed anything that I've done for the last, since 2012, then what I would really love you guys to do is to go over to Twisted Dice. To go over to Twisted Dice to make sure that you view and you comment and you like on the videos, because we're working so hard to lift that channel, to make it something really brilliant. We're really incredibly proud of the content we produce. Put a lot of hard work, blood, sweat and tears on making sure that we have some of the best battle reports on the internet, and we're going to bring you so much more. So we're very, very active on social media. We post on Instagram, both on my Instagram and on Twisted Dice Instagram. We give away stuff regularly, and we plan to do more and more and more. We also are very prolific on podcasts. So we produce our own podcasts, and there'll be more of those to come as well. I've got lots of ideas and lots of things that I want to put in place. And we have a Patreon ourselves that is fastly growing. And again, if you really like what I've done, or you really want to support me and the guys, it means a huge amount for us if you could please pledge over on Twisted Dice and become a Patreon. For that, for our low tier, you can jump onto our Discord server and chat to us directly, come up with ideas, questions, that help us come up with new content, and talk to all the guys there. It's a great network. We've got lots of different chat rooms within there, talking about all different things. It's a great bunch of guys. And if you want to support us more than our bottom tier, then we can also send you out some exclusive dice. Our dice that go on our Patreon, our patrons are the only ones that get them. And then at our gold level, you get one of our exclusive limited edition Patreon only t-shirts as well, and we've got lots more things to come as well on Patreon. We are going to be creating content specifically for patrons, and we will be starting to give Patreon early access to our videos, as well as a monthly giveaway just to our patrons. So look, we're going to be up in the ante, because ultimately we want to make a success of the channel. We want to drive it, and everything that we're doing costs a lot of money. all of the software that we use, the lighting, to make sure that we've always got the new units, the new books, the new terrain, and that we're keeping ahead of the game for you guys. It all costs a lot of money, and we're very much hoping that we can kind of continue that and kind of take it further. Darren is hoping that within a reasonable time he will be able to start to look at going part-time, so he can actually spend even more time on the channel. So just by pledging a little bit of money to us each month, it really helps go towards trying to get us to a place where we can really be we can really have a future in this industry and in the community, because our ideas are huge. Like, we've got so many exciting things for you that nobody else is doing, and it's only a matter of time where we can kind of show you those things and kind of get you guys involved. The sky's the limit for what we can do. We're very fortunate because we do have, obviously, myself, Darren, and Sean. We also have Simon now on board, that are all content creators, producers. So we have got the ability to actually deliver quite a lot of content for you guys, but we just need a little bit of support there. So if you can help us, that would be absolutely amazing. And as I said, even if it's just that you want to thank me for the stuff that you've enjoyed over in this channel, then jumping over there and just pledging a small monthly amount for any amount of time is really going to help me out, and will help the guys out and help us continue to do what we do. So as far as me, I want to continue doing Tyranid stuff. So I'm just playing around different ideas and different ways to give you more Tyranid content over on Twisted Dice. Hopefully you will see that there's quite a lot of battle reports over there for Tyranids, and by all means, if you ever want to reach out to me, I'm more than happy to talk to anybody. If you email me over at twisteddice8 twisteddiceace@gmail.com. You can email me about anything. I'll look at lists. Can't always promise you I'll get back to you. Depends on how busy I am. But I'm more than happy to look at stuff, to talk to people. I'm pretty accessible on Facebook, so you can search me there and find me. And again, more than happy to talk to you guys. But yeah, if you can do me one favour though, is go over to Twisted Dice and show the guys some love there. I would love it if we could get another little boost of subscribers over there. We're doing great, but I really want to push us forward, because the more we can push forward, the more cool stuff that we can show you guys. But yeah, that's it for me. But I do want to say a really big thank you to everybody that has supported, that's watched this channel, that sent me a message, that's come to see me at a tournament, that shook my hand, that's any of that at all. If I've given anything to you guys over the last few years, then this mission has been complete and has been a success. But as far as this channel, for me, I'm signing out. Thanks so much, guys. And I will see you again, but just not here. Cheers, guys. Bye for now.